Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhanatu Sahaviryam Paravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Pranam.
Today we have a new topic to start, meditation. In the whole spiritual sadhana, what we are doing is learning to correct our thoughts. This is the whole process. You correct your thought means you're correcting your understanding, you're correcting the way you look at things. The whole journey is one of thought correction, purification, substitution. This whole thing is happening at the thought level. I mean, of course, you can do it at the physical level, but that's only at the beginning stages where uh, you're still not really on the path. This is shown in Kena Upanishad also. Kena Upanishad gives a story, and there is Brahman, and he's standing there, as it were. He helped the gods win a war, and then the gods forgot all about him, and they rejoiced and said that this is our glory. This is all done by me. So Brahman comes and stands there, and the gods say, "Who is that yaksha over there? Who is that adorable spirit?" And they don't know. So they say, Agni, go and find out who is that over there. And Agni goes to the Yaksha and says, who are you? He goes to the Yaksha to find out who that Yaksha is. And when he approaches the Yaksha says to him, who are you? And Agni says, I am Agni. I am Chatari. I'm the leader of everything. And Brahman, the Yaksha says to Agni, what does one such as you do? He said, I can burn the whole world, whatever there is or not. I burn the whole thing. And Yaksha says, okay, then here's a straw, burn the straw. And Agni, for Agni means the fire god. What is it to burn a straw? So he must have given a little force. Nothing happened. And full speed. Nothing happened. He got frightened. Imagine Agni, the god of fire, cannot burn a straw that this yaksha is holding. So he says, he runs away from it. He comes back and he tells the gods, I couldn't find out who that adorable spirit is. And so the gods go to Vayu and say, oh, Vayu, Vayu is the god of wind. Oh, Vayu, you go and find out. And then the Vayu goes. And Yaksha asks Vayu, who are you? So Vayu says, I am Matarishva, I am Vayu. And what does one such as you do? I can blow away anything that is here on this earth. And so Yaksha takes out a straw and says, can you blow this for me? And Vayu goes full, like tornado. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever happens. Can you imagine? There's a tornado and a straw doesn't move. So it was like, oh my God, what's happening here? Niranjan. Of course, the story continues, but the point which is relevant to us over here is when when you start approaching the spiritual path, you start with actions, some ritual, some thing you're told, do this, do that. You do these things, but you're not able to decipher the meaning of that adorable yaksha, that adorable being. So when you start with actions, it doesn't take you anywhere. It doesn't take you anywhere means you don't understand the mystery. So then what do? You use your pranas, vayu. That means your perception. You say, okay, now all this ritual is not helping me now. I need some perceptions. You see something, you read something, you hear something. And that also doesn't help us. Because the bottom line of this is our capacity to adjust, correct, purify, align our thoughts. So the whole journey, you are just going to work on your thoughts and make them better and better and better. And as an offshoot of these thoughts, your actions will become better, your relationships will become better, your wealth will become better. All of this is going to be sorted out because your thoughts are sorted out. That is why the first book was, you can see, how do you know here? How do you know what you know? First, clear up all the mess. Okay? So now when you do so much work on these thoughts, on your understanding, what is the point and purpose of this thing? The point and purpose of improving the quality of thoughts is to reach thoughtlessness. The problem is you cannot reach thoughtlessness without improving the quality of thoughts. It can't be done. And therefore, just excuse me for a second, please. So the whole business is only to improve thoughts. But the purpose of improving thoughts is to reach thoughtlessness. And the problem is that you cannot reach thoughtlessness unless the thoughts are improved. But what people try to do is they try to go to thoughtlessness directly. And this is where the trouble starts. All the mess on the spiritual path starts because us wanting to be thoughtless without purification, it cannot happen. So when we study meditation, meditation is going into thoughts. So when we study meditation, we have to understand what has to come before we do it. So another break. I'm sorry. So the whole issue is improving thoughts. If you try to get to thoughtlessness, restlessness, without improvement of the thoughts, without purification of the thoughts, all the problems we see associated with spiritual lifestyle start arising, which is what I mean. The worst problems are like fanaticism and things like that. But there are, people in classes such as this may not fall a prey to that level of grossness, but we have our own issues. We start believing that we start having wrong concepts of it because we have not clarified the concepts first. So, as you keep doing that, the mind goes calmer and calmer and calmer. And that is truly getting into the meditative state. Meditation is not just sitting down. Of course, you have to sit down, but the rest of the day has to be calm as well. If the rest of the day is agitated, but you try and force yourself can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but
Yes.
the video seems to have frozen.
Are you all there?
Can you hear us, Jankishi? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear?
Yes, we can hear,
Yes,
but
we can.
there is no video.
I am seeing you all frozen.
We
Oh.
can't see you, Janki.
Okay. Can you see and hear me now?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
But not here.
No, we can. I can
Audio
hear
is
you.
okay. Janki, audio is okay. Video problem.
No, now we can see you also.
You can
Okay.
see and hear. Okay.
Yes.
There's some internet issue today.
Yes,
I can't see you.
Yeah,
we're
it's
having some bandwidth problem.
yeah.
Do you want to off your video? At least the sound will be clear. Maybe it'll help.
Okay, can
Amit.
everyone please switch
Yeah,
off your videos in the hope that
you can close the video so the bandwidth is better.
okay. Everyone else can switch it off. Should I also? Because later on in the thing they require
Janki, even
the
your
video to
video
be
is
on.
very hazy. We can't see you clearly.
Then
Shall I go and put it on another network?
Yes, maybe you can try some mobile network. This network seems to be very unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
better.
just excuse me. I'm going to try another net. I'll try the mobile network.
others can switch off their video.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can see you and hear you now.
Sorry for all this confusion. Where were we? So you have to purify thoughts and then come to thought. And the purpose of it is to reach thoughtlessness. If you do it without the right process, then you come to all the problems associated with religiosity. The first of it are things like fanaticism. But for more balanced people, maybe it won't be fanaticism. Maybe it will be stagnation. Maybe it will be a feeling of superiority. Maybe it will be becoming tamasic or hallucinating. All sorts of issues can arise out of this. Now, reaching that whole day, how you're going to be calm. Okay, it's reaching that state where the whole day you are calm, and therefore you are going to meditate. Not you're going to meditate so that you stay calm the whole day, but you are as it is calm the whole day, and now you are able to, because of that calmness, get um, into meditation. This capacity to be calm the whole day is known technically as renunciation, because there is no way you can be calm the whole day, regardless of all the happenings of the world, unless you have reached that state of renunciation. Which is why the previous chapter we studied what renunciation was. But how do you reach that stage of renunciation? You reach it by the three yogas. So the chapter before that was the three yogas. So you do the three yogas and you reach the stage of renunciation. What is that stage of renunciation? What are you experiencing in the stage of renunciation?
Janki, your video is freezing. I don't know if others feel the same.
Or is it?
Yeah, the video
I
goes
don't
on
know
and
what
off,
spot
but
and
the
On
audio
and
is
off.
good. The the video goes on and off, but the audio is good. So we can at least hear what you're saying.
is it okay? Then let me go and get the IT guys to help us. 1 second. In that case.
But we can hear you, so no problem.
Let me go check if we can get a proper thing.
Janki ji, audio is okay. Audio is okay. Video you can switch off, no problem.
Okay. Shouldn't I make some attempt to make it proper? Wait, give me 3 minutes and let's see if we can get this right. Okay, all good now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sorry for all the interruptions. So where were we? Okay, so when you have reached the stage of renunciation, what you experience is
You drop your
Calmness.
attachment and involvement with the world.
Calmness.
Calmness.
What you experience is
Calmness.
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 finish the sentence.
Peace and success.
Peace in mind.
Pure
Calmness
thoughts.
of the mind.
What's happening? Nobody paid any attention
The
in all
stage
this
of
time.
renunciation.
What?
Janki, when you follow renunciation, you get peace, happiness, calmness.
Finish the sentence.
Throughout the day.
Throughout the day. Very good. Throughout the day. We're all peaceful anyway. At the moment, you're very peaceful. At least I hope you're very peaceful. But that doesn't count. That you're peaceful throughout the day. As Mahatma Gandhi used to say, any fool can find Shanti and Shanti. Shanti means peace. Any fool can find Shanti and Shanti. You must learn to find Shanti in Ashanti. If you cannot do that, it means you are not
Renounced.
very good. And therefore, what you need to do is
The three yogas.
Karma, bhakti, jnana.
very good. So everyone's with me up to this point. All the cause effect is all clear.
Yeah.
Because when the cause and effect is not clear, that's when we start creating confusion in our lives. Okay, great. Now with that much of an introduction, let
Again,
us
I have a
start
question.
Go ahead.
Is purity of thoughts and clarity of thoughts the same thing, or are they two different things?
In Vedanta, they are the same thing because you can't have one without the other. Purity of thoughts, as far as Vedanta is concerned, is absence of agitations. Now, why is purity of thought absence of agitation? Does anyone know that?
No desires.
Okay, what else? Why is purity of thought absence of agitation? Why is it defined like that?
Alignment to a higher desire.
Okay, yeah, Sheetal? You're muted, I can't hear you.
Sorry, Janki ji, you have a higher goal in life, so your thoughts are better in quality and you are not into other things.
Yes, good. Can you put it an easier way? What you said is correct, but just in the context, we don't need to go into the causes. We're just asking why. What you're saying is correct. You're close. You're warm. Why?
When you are attached to higher thing, lower thing will not bother you. That's why no.
So
Lower
purity,
things will fall off automatically.
okay, you all are giving cause, which is all very good, but we are only talking the condition that it's. What is the condition?
You have a goal in life.
Yeah, you're all giving the cause, which is correct. What is the condition of your mind at that state?
You are more peaceful and calm.
Calm.
Yeah, correct, but why? You all are all completely right. Nobody's wrong. I'm just trying to be a little more explanatory. When you have negative, see, what is purity? Purity means no negativity, right? So when you say you are a pure person, you think of somebody good and nice, and they're not horrible people, they're not toxic, and all this is what you think of. But Vedanta doesn't call it that. Vedanta says your mind is pure when it's calm, when it's not agitated. So why does it define it like that? Is because if you have a negative thought, There is no way you're going to become. So therefore it says that purity is absence of agitation. You're with me so far, Omkar?
No, Janki ji, I got a bit confused in the last sentence.
Okay, purity in Vedanta means absence of agitation.
Yes.
Only if there are negative thoughts can there be agitation. Suppose you have jealousy or greed or anger or hatred or any such thing. Can you be a calm person? You can't, right? So therefore, only when you do not have negative thoughts, you can be calm. Have you heard of a calm, angry person? No such thing, right? Or a calm, whatever, jealous person. You've never heard of such things for that? Can't be. So when you have negative emotions, your peace goes away. Correct? So calm, so absence of agitation is equal to purity. And only when the mind is calm will your intellect function. So it's also equal to clarity. So in Vedanta, it's all the same.
Right. But why would you say negative thoughts? You may have a lot of positive thoughts and yet not be yet be agitated because you want to achieve something, you want to do this, you want to do that. All of those can also cause you tribulations.
Yeah, but positive thoughts are no longer positive for you because for you now it's becoming an attachment. So as far as you're concerned, it is still negative.
It is not. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Right. So now let's go to our chapter. Is anybody new in class today? Anybody new? Let's see. Dr. Durgesh Gupta,
Yeah,
you new? Parna, you're not new.
Yeah, I'm not new, but after a long time, Janki.
Yes, okay, welcome back.
Thank you.
Dr. Durge, Deepak Banerjee, are you new? Are you okay so far? Is it clear so far? If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, it's okay so far.
Okay. Where are you, Deepak?
I'm based in Delhi.
In Delhi. Okay. Very nice. Okay. There's no reason for that question except that nowadays I see that people are all over the place. So it's kind of interesting to know where is somebody from. No real reason for asking. If you have any question, if you have any anything is not clear and you're new, then please feel free to ask.
Yes, I am, madam. I am also new.
Okay, where are
to this
you?
class.
I can't see you.
Yeah, I am from Delhi.
You're also from Delhi. We have a big
Yeah.
Delhi contingent. Why can't I see you anywhere? What is your name? Dr. Durgesh Gupta. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, great. So how did you know? You came from the YouTube channel?
Yes, correct. Ji.
All right. Okay, so great. Welcome to the class. And today we're starting a new topic called meditation. Good time to join because we'll be doing the whole chapter from the beginning. And we will discuss this very important and often misunderstood concept of meditation.
Okay, thank you. Blessed, ma'am. Yeah.
So what we are doing is somebody from the class will read a paragraph and summarize the paragraph. The reason we do this is to ensure that we actually hear what the author is saying. What happens is when we read a book, we just repeat in our minds what we already know. So we are incapable of taking in fresh information. So in this class, we're going to learn to summarize every topic, every paragraph, and of course later on every topic, so that we are clear, we have heard what the author has tried to say. Okay. So who would like to read the first paragraph?
Somebody is not muted.
Sorry?
Somebody is not muted. Please.
Please mute yourself if you all are not muted, please. Dr. Durgesh Gupta, I see you're not muted. Who will read the
Janki ji, this is not the first para. This is not the first para, I think.
Oh, do you have something else? I have this. Only thing which is missing over here is the name of the chapter.
No, it's
Why are
proper.
we not-
This is the paragraph.
Okay, who's reading this first para?
I can read.
Please.
Technique of meditation. A human stands out supreme amongst all living beings by virtue of possessing both gross and subtle intellects. The intellect is the faculty of thinking, reasoning, judging, deciding. It is designated as gross when this faculty operates in the terrestrial realm, as the thinking is confined to the precincts of the world. And when it transcends the terrestrial world to conceive the transcendental, then it is termed subtle. The subtle intellect distinguishes the eternal from the ephemeral, the real from the unreal. It is used in meditation to attain spiritual enlightenment. No other beings possess this unique faculty. At best, animals can claim to have a rudimentary gross intellect, that with which a dog distinguishes its master from a stranger, food from dirt, etc. But it cannot stretch beyond that, beyond the minuscule part of the terrestrial world. No animal possesses a subtle intellect. So this says that we humans have a special faculty that most animals don't. We humans have both gross and subtle intellect, but the subtle intellect part of that is what is special to human beings, which we use during meditation to attain enlightenment. And with this, we distinguish between the real and the unreal. Animals do not have this. At best, they have a little degree of gross intellect.
You said good, except that you said that this distinguishes us from most creatures. Can you correct that sentence?
This distinguishes us from all other creatures.
All creatures.
Very good. The words most, all, some, none, few are very important philosophically. You can, a law is a law only if you can use the word all. Otherwise, it's not a law. And if you use the word most, then you throw the whole thing out. Because if it's most, that means some are not. And since some are not, therefore, the logic will not hold. Okay, so very important for everybody, especially if you're new, to understand the significance of these words. As philosophy students, you can't make random statements. You just can't say, oh, but what about, but mostly, some. It's either all or it is none. On the basis of that, you can build up a law. But if you say most, then at best, you can build up a
circumstantial
probability.
Yeah.
If you're making a law, it has to be all. If you're making a probability, then you can have some, many, most, then you'll know your probabilities. But we discuss laws here. Right? So what are the important things we've learned here? One is that the human being stands out in all creation as we know it, because it has The human being has got both the gross and the subtle intellect. Gross intellect is had by some creatures, by some of the animals, but none of them have the subtle intellect. Now, even though they have a gross intellect, they have what we call a rudimentary gross intellect. Rudimentary because it's very, very basic. How do you know that it's very, very basic? The most simple way of knowing this is all animals, including the human animal, every animal began in the same jungles of Africa or the same jungles of wherever they began, right? Look at where humans are today. Look at where the others are. We have almost ended up wiping out the other creatures. That shows you have the intellect. And it also shows that you have to be trained to use it. Because when you are not trained to use it, you go and mess up the world with it. It's like a small child who's intelligent. You know, it's like as if there's a very young child who's very intelligent as well. And if you don't take care of that child properly, then that child can wreak much more damage than a child who is pretty dumb. Isn't it? The intelligent child will try all sorts of stunts and create trouble for itself and others. So that is our human condition. Because we are capable of thinking, because we are capable of choice, because we have a gross intellect, we can go and absolutely wreak damage all over the place. Or we can do wonderful things. We have this ability, right? No other animal has it. Like after all, how much damage can a tiger or a lion do? They're so powerful, they're so strong, but how much damage can they do? If a tiger kills 3 humans, then just imagine it will be headlines, it'll be news, and all sorts of things. But humans have killed how many tigers? When a tiger kills a human, we act like, oh my God, 3 humans this tiger killed. How many have you killed? So it's what damage is the tiger capable of doing? Not much. But what is the damage that the human will get? Anything. What is the good that the tiger is capable of doing? Very little. What is the good a tiger does? A tiger helps prevention of deforestation. Why? Because if the tiger was not there, then the deer will multiply. And when the deer multiply, then they'll eat up all the vegetation, right? So the tiger is a very useful part of nature. It's a top predator. It has to take care of the herbivores, and therefore the herbs are protected. That's the good the tiger can do. What is the good that the human being can do? A human being can work across time and space. Imagine Buddha existed, 5,000 years ago? What knowledge he has left for us can benefit us today. What kind of benefit can be given by a human being? So a human being has a much better gross intellect than all other creatures, and a human being has a subtle intellect which no creature has. What is the difference between the gross intellect and the subtle intellect? Intellect means discrimination. When this discrimination happens between the pairs of opposites in the world, it's called gross intellect. Okay, so light and dark, tall and short, day and night, and summer and winter, all the way up to astrophysics, nuclear physics. All of that all comes under the gross intellect. When you make a distinction, a demarcation, a difference between the world and something beyond the world, this is known as the subtle intellect. Okay, so 2 intellects, what these 2 intellects are clear, what they do is clear, and who has them is clear. Any questions up to this point?
Janki ji,
Yeah. Go
A
ahead.
natural question will be, subtle intellect is different from conscience.
From
Conscience.
conscience. A conscience is part of the subtle. Because what is the role of the conscience? The role of the conscience is to point to the north, right? It doesn't do anything other than give you the discomfort of having done something wrong. So, like a compass, it's always pointing north. So, it's part of the subtle intellect. It's a layman's way of saying subtle intellect.
Okay, thank you.
So, who will read the next paragraph? Deepak, you want to read the next paragraph?
Yeah. The mind is merely a continuous flow of thoughts. It acts like a film in a movie projector. The film consists of a series of pictures. These pictures passing through the light in a projector project the movie on the screen. The rapid movement of the pictures produces the solidarity of the projection. A similar projection is this world. Your mind is like the film and your thoughts the pictures. The rapid movement of thoughts through the light of consciousness, the self creates the solid substantial world. Where there is no thought flow, no mind, there is no world. Even when the mind is temporarily cut off, the world is no more, as in deep sleep. When the thoughts are completely eradicated from the mind, the world disappears. The light of consciousness alone remains. You realize your divine self. It says that the mind is a continuous flow of thoughts. It acts like a film in a movie projector. Like in a film, there are series of pictures which flashes on the screen. And this, when it is flashed one after the another, we feel like there is a continuity in the story. Similarly, the thoughts are like a projector project on the screen of our life. But if we see, there is a break between one thought and another thought. And the rapid movement of the thoughts through the light of consciousness, that is awareness, it creates the self creates the solid substantial world. And when there is no thought flow, no mind, there is no world, means there is absence of any experiences. And when there is absence of any experiences, experience of absence, the self, the light of consciousness alone remains, and which we realize as a divine self.
Okay. Very good. For the first time to be plunged into this idea. It's a very difficult idea. I hope it's clear. The mind is nothing but a series of thoughts. The thoughts are going on. These thoughts are going on very fast. And because the thoughts are going on very fast, what we experience is a solid, substantial world. It feels so real. Why? Just because the thoughts are going so fast. And behind it all is the self of consciousness. And this is a difficult idea to comprehend. So he's given an example. Okay, the example is like a movie, you know, the old time movies with those reels and all. So there were all these, what do you call, slides, right? They're all the slides, and in between them there's a little gap. And when those wheels turn fast, you see movement, you see action, you see that whole world created in front of you. You do not see individual slides or individual photographs over there. You see the world, the entire world created. Now, this world is created how? It's created by the combination of two things. That reel has to move fast. Those slides have to move fast. And they also have to be backed by a bulb. Because if there's no bulb backing that movement, you are not going to see it. Correct? You remember those old ones, right? There was a movie, whatever it was called, and then there was this bulb behind, and then the wheels would show it. Now these youngsters, I don't know whether they've seen it. I don't know, Deepraj, you ever seen such a thing in your life? But we've all seen it. At home, movies used to be made like this. And then sometimes that thing would go very slowly, and then you would see the individual things seen in documentaries. Okay, fine. So you got to, you'll see, yeah, you really see it in the middle sometimes. You'll see the white portions. Correct. So there's that bulb behind it, and then there is the film which moves in front. If the film moves fast enough, you see what is known as a movie. That's why it's called that. It's called, you know what movie is short for? Anybody's aware?
Moving image, I assume.
Moving pictures, yeah. That's where the word comes from. Moving, because it's moving, it gives you that solidity of experience. When you're seeing Shah Rukh Khan, I think he's really going like that. You feel that all that is really happening. So as it moves fast, you get that feeling. Same thing is happening at the level of our mind. The thoughts are moving fast. And this whole phenomenon is seeming very real, seeming like it's all so much there. But when those thoughts cool off and it becomes blank, then all that remains is the light of consciousness. Like how you see between the movie, you see that white patch, no? That's all because the film is not there. So that's how our mind is functioning. It's going fast, and there's a solid world. When it stops, the world stops. Just like in deep sleep. Mind stops moving, no recognition of the world. Okay, it's getting a bit tough. How are you all doing? All good so far? The fast-moving mind gives the reality of this world in one line. Okay, no, Deepraj, not clear?
I heard it, but it's didn't comprehend any of it.
Okay. Story of my life. Okay, so the moving. Okay, the simile is clear, right?
Yeah, the
As
analogy.
on that, the frames of that movie keep moving very fast, you find a substantial world. So too, when our thoughts start moving very fast, we find a substantial world. For instance, think about, suppose you were in 5th standard, 6th standard, okay? And at that time, one of the boys in your class took your dinky car away. And he said to his teacher that he never took the car. And you know that he took the car. And there's a whole samsar going on over there. And it seems so real. And of course, he took my car and he is lying. And all this thing is going on. Today, as a 25-year-old, you look back on it. There's no fast thoughts moving there. And therefore, the reality, the substantialness of that experience is no longer there. Now you can look back on it and say, that was so funny. You'll tell us how you fought with the boy because he took your dinky car. But that experience you had, the solid experience, how you felt, you don't have fast thoughts there. So you can't feel that anymore. You just can't feel it. That is why they say, time heals all wounds. Because after some time, the speed of the thoughts with reference to that thing is no longer there. So it's gone. But if you maintain the speed, it will still be there. Like some people, they will accelerate the speed and make it be there.
Mm. So my view of the situation has changed because my attachment to a particular object, which basically means there is no fast thought flows. But I would have admitted then, and I would admit now that that person stole my toy. So that reality is unchanging. That never
Yes.
changed.
Yes, but the feeling of that reality has changed. You said he stole your toy then. You're even saying it now. But there's a world of difference between these two. Today, that boy who stole your toy may be your best friend. That time, he was your worst enemy. That your experience of that reality has changed because the thoughts have changed.
Yeah, the experience of the reality has changed, but the reality itself, which is divorced from me, which anyone can observe, like an objective viewer can observe, that is still there. So how are we? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, you will always be confused because as far as this portion is concerned, all philosophers disagree. Some you have just now spoken what is known of as realism. That means you believe that there is a reality divorced from you. Okay? The idealists say that there is no reality other than what's going on in your mind. So these are two broad philosophies, very, very broad, okay? Now, if you try to resolve that problem, ain't being going to resolve here. Because the amount of arguments on both sides of this thing are tremendous. So is there a reality? You have to come to the chapter on illusions to discuss that. Is there a reality? Did he really steal your car? Does he exist? Does the dinky car exist? Do you exist? All that we will worry about another day. As of now, the strong experience of that is your thoughts. So in Vedanta, it's always the word lokaha. Okay, do you have that word in your language? Which language do you speak? You speak Bengali, right?
Bengali, yes.
So do you have the word lokaha in your the language? What does
Yes.
it mean?
Like a world, like say.
World. Okay. That's good because that's what it means in Sanskrit. In Marathi, the word loka means people. So it creates confusion for ye loka. Hindi also. Ye
Yes, I
lok.
mean in Bengali also lok means people, but there's two loks. Which one is people, and it depends on the context.
Okay, that's good. At least they maintain some of the Sanskrit. Sanskrit, it is loka means experience. Loka means world, and loka means experience. Means your experience is your world. There is no world other than your own experience of it. For instance, suppose somebody that I care about very much is suffering from a horrible, horrible ailment, but I don't know about it. It doesn't exist in my experience. It doesn't exist in my world. So my world is my experience. In Sanskrit, they're not two different words. It's the same word for loka. I mean, the same word for world and experience. That is why there's so much confusion on Swarglok and Naraklok. Because Mari means heaven and Naraka means hell. Now, Swarg Lok is understood as a place somewhere. But if you're reading this in Sanskrit, then it's an experience. It's not a world in the sense of some objective reality. So heaven and hell in Indian philosophy are mental states, not places. You don't go to
Can I come in?
heaven or hell. Sorry?
Can I come in?
One second. So you don't go to heaven or hell, you experience it. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what I understand that at a delta level of consciousness, our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create a world of its own, which we consider is true and real, like a dream. And once we come out of the dream, that world disappears, you know. And again, we go to the beta level of consciousness, which is Jagrat Avastha. So we go on doing this exercise continuously. And that is what you say, it's a movie. We move from Jagrat to dream to the unconscious stage continuously, you know, from beta to delta to theta. And we experience all these things in all our points of existence.
Yes, correct. But here, right, what you're saying is true. But Deepraja's problem was with trying to understand the concept of why moving thoughts gives a substantial world. Isn't that what your problem is? That's what we're talking about. How it is the speed of the thoughts or the quickness of the thoughts that gives you a feeling of a substantial universe. So when it's very fast, it is a very strong experience. If it is not so fast, it is a shallow experience. Such shallow means not very significant. Like when you were a child and talking about your friend taking your dinky car, and you as an adult talking about your friend taking your dinky car. There's the difference in that experience is the difference in the speed of thoughts. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, and that kind of distinguishes how seriously I take it.
How seriously we're taken?
How seriously we take
how seriously we take
the incident.
Yes, that's good. And when we are able to bring the speed of our thoughts completely to zero, then all that remains is the light of consciousness. It's almost like the film, there's nothing on those frames anymore. So you're seeing the white light through the film. And that is the state of self-realization. Okay, nobody told you that meditation is going to be an easy chapter, right? No promises were made to you and said, oh, it's going to be very easy. You have now come to you're going towards the highest levels of human existence. So expect a little bit of harder work than you have been doing.
I just hope I become like Arjuna and start seeing hallucinations.
Don't start seeing anything, please. We are slowing the speed down. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you all are all aware that we're doing a retreat on the Upanishad, and you all should make some attempt to come there. In fact, as a serious student of Vedanta, if you have not studied the Upanishads in the right way, then it's definitely somewhat of a lacuna. And also, as a serious student of Vedanta, it's very necessary that we take some time out in our busy lives. Everybody's life is very busy, I know. Take some time out, at least 1 or 2 weeks in the year. It's not a lot, right? 1 or 2 weeks a year. And focus 100% on only Vedanta. It's not asking for a lot. Okay, and all the volunteers are working very hard to make it comfortable for you, but it is up to us to take advantage of what work everyone is putting in. And it's incredibly important that we take the time off, just spend it with Vedanta. Like a commitment that you're going to make every year on year, at least 1 week, I'm going to be doing this. So, well, I hope to see you there. I hope to see every serious student of Vedanta at the retreat. And I will see you tomorrow.
Thank
Hari
you,
Om.
Janki ji. Yeah.
The details will be shared for this.
Hari Om Janki ji.
The
Thank you.
details have already been shared, but if you don't have them, they're also available on the website. Or if Bharat, you can put it again if you want, but otherwise you can go to vedantawisdom.in. Vedantawisdom.in and it will be there. Okay. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Janki ji, thank you.
Thank you, Janki.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Janki ji. Thank you.
Hari Om.